Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome into a brand new episode of Snaps, Monday, February 13th, which, by the way, everyone, if you're like me, you've been so wrapped up in football and whatnot that you sat here, you said today's date, and you were like, oh my God, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. So again, in case anybody listening does not know, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. You still have time, okay? We are fine. We're a full 24 hours ahead of this thing. Flowers, maybe a sweet handwritten card. If you have kids, maybe get your kids to write some stupid little card because they're dumb and they got tiny hands. They can't read. They can't really draw, but it's a thought that counts. Like, there's plenty that we can still do, fellas, femellas. That's the female version of fellas as well, because, you know, guys like presents too. Okay, tomorrow's Valentine's Day. Prepare to celebrate your significant others. We celebrate another wonderful day of football here on Snaps. I'm one of your hosts, T-Bob Hebert, joined by Aaron Murray. Aaron, what's up, dude?
I'm a little bit worried right now. I was wondering, there was I got a ring notification on my phone. It was a flower delivery, a bunch of roses. I was like, oh, tomorrow's Valentine's Day. I did not buy those. Who's the side piece for my wife that's sending her roses to the front door? So I'm going to have to go look after this to.
I mean, she's pretty hot, dude. I mean, I don't know, dude. It could be a lot of people, to be fair. So we'll see. How big of a social media following does Sharon have?
I don't know. Maybe Maddox got on and got some flowers for her mama. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they're for me. Maybe Sharon got me flowers. Maybe I got some roses for once. I don't know. I just got her flowers for her birthday, which was a week ago. So, like, do I do the whole flowers again thing? Like, I feel like I've already been there, done that over the past week. Do I re-up and do flowers 2 times in 2 weeks? Is it that? Is it just a card? What are you doing? Give me your
So we're going to Disney this weekend. So we're not going to spend money on presents. So I got a nice little free get out of jail free card there. I'm going to buy her a little Lululemon and call it a day, and some roses. And like I said, you know, something like a handwritten card goes a long way. I will not be able to finish this in time, but I'm a big fan of editing together home movies. So compiling all the clips that I've amassed over like a year or two, and then I just make some very, you know, not that creative, but creative to me. Just like you get a song that you love and you just put a bunch of clips behind it. It's very easy, very fun. And it tends to check the box in terms of like, there was effort put into this, so now I care about it. So look, not a ton of college football news to get to today on Snaps, even though we are a college football show. But there is football, right? The Super Bowl was last night. And so we're going to break it down, I guess, kind of from a bunch of different angles. And I've tried to find maybe some college football angles to kind of infuse in there as well. So if you're hanging out with us here, youtube.com/thevolume, hit the like button, please. If you're here in the chat, help spread the word, share the post. If you're listening on podcast, rate it, review it, share it with your friends, please. If you want to spread the good word of Snaps, we love doing this every day with you. Aaron, how about it though? Super Bowl last night, which in many ways means another football season has come to an end. And it was a fantastic game. The two top teams in the NFL going toe-to-toe. Very well coached, very well played, a bit of a wet fart ending. We'll get into all of that. But first, how about this? Because we are a college football show. I want to look at some of the colleges that some of the main players went to last night and just kind of give you an idea of, look, man, the beauty of college is that it produces these gyms all over the NFL. Now, the Eagles are pretty chalky, right? They're a little blue butter, right? You got Oklahoma for Jalen Hurts. You got Alabama for Devontae Smith. You know, AJ
Alabama
Brown
for Jalen Hurts. Alabama for Jalen Hurts. I know you stuck that in there. Alabama for Jalen Hurts. Alabama for Jalen Hurts.
So this is like when you were confusing me. You're trying to tell me that SEC, that there's a sport like the SEC men's basketball is a league that plays. So you're telling me that Jalen Hurts played for Alabama, even though
he did.
I saw him go to the Heisman ceremony in an Oklahoma uniform. He graduated from Oklahoma and led Oklahoma to the playoffs.
He graduated from Alabama, was a grad transfer to Oklahoma. So he did not graduate from Oklahoma. So,
okay, look, you're kind of stepping over my point here. The point is, look, the Eagles are pretty chalky, right?
Alabama.
You get A.J. Brown from Ole Miss. You get Darius Slay from Mississippi State, which even that I love, right? That you have these two players that have been going toe-to-toe forever now, doing it on these same, doing it on the practice field, but doing it on the same field come Sunday. CD Deuce, Florida. Shout out Dallas Goddard, though, South Dakota State. But this Chiefs roster, though, is a bit more interesting to me. I mean, we got Texas Tech with Pat Mahomes. Travis Kelce, Cincinnati, as in Jason Kelce. Pacheco came from Rutgers randomly. Sky Moore, who scored the first touchdown of his career in the Super Bowl in the fourth quarter last night, which has to be an incredible feeling. Sky Moore went to Western Michigan, right? So it's like, as we enter this new era of college football, and you're just going to see this further concentration of power. Feels like we're only talking about the same handful of teams every day. I can't help but be reminded about what we talked about on the first Saturday snaps this football season, in which one of the best parts about college football is that it remains this incredibly diverse, varied sport where you get all sorts of weird little cultural nooks and crannies spread throughout the country, and players that'll go on to star in the NFL coming from all levels and spread throughout the country. I guess what I'm saying is, I'm being very long-winded. It's there's a lot of value in college football outside of just the big boys, and that's on display with guys like, from Texas Tech and Western Michigan and Rutgers making the great plays last night.
No, and you'll still get those diamonds in the rough, like those guys that all these scouts take such pride in, like the 5th, 6th, 7th round draft pick from a smaller school, or an undrafted free agent that makes the roster, that finds a way to stay healthy and then contribute at some point during their career, or even become a starter at some point. Like, you love those stories, but I disagree in the sense of, I do think it's going to be harder and harder, because if you do ball out, say you are at a Rutgers or a Cincinnati, well, I mean, Cincinnati's moving to a Power 5 now, or whatever group of 5 school out there, or South Dakota State, with the resources that are out there, with a lot of these games being easily streamed on TV, where a Power 5 school can watch you and see the highlights and kind of like, ooh, who's that guy? And say, hey, why don't we find a way to get him paid X amount of dollars and use his one free transfer to come to our university? So while there will always be those that mature a little bit later, that continue to get developed and maybe have 1 or 2 seasons to start at a group of 5 team, if you are talented, you will be found. You will be given an NIL deal. You will be asked to use your one free go to leave your university to go to a Power 5 school. So I just think that bubble's a little bit tinier and will continue to kind of get a little bit more compact as we go.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So never mind. There is no quirkiness left in college football, and the never-ending pursuit of greater profit and the TV deal has stamped out exactly the point that I was just trying to make. So let's talk. Look, let's talk about the Super Bowl then.
You can have your opinion, T-Bob. Good for you. Good for you. I don't.
Well, no, it's not. No, I mean, no. Sadly, I think you're probably right. Right? Like, I've been very clear throughout this entire reforging of college football that the worst part about NIL, like the coolest part, is people finally be able to benefit off of their talent while they're relevant, right? The worst part is, I do think it leads to, it kind of reflects the American economy as a whole, right? It's more and more of it is going to be in the hands of fewer and fewer people, and you're only going to see that concentration of power continue. Chad Lopez says, excuses after excuse, Mahomes 3-time better than Hurts all mother effing day, and I'm a real dog. All right, Chad. Thank you for letting us know about the legitimacy of your dog status there at the end.
Wait, first off, I just looked at speaking of the chat, I just looked at the chat, and does Aaron's wife have a side piece? And 67% of the votes are yes. That makes me a little sad.
Yeah. Well, look who's sitting beside you right now. Okay. Me and Sharon have been banging this entire time. I mean, you might want to do a paternity test, dude. We actually got hooked up before we even started this show. It's insane. Can't believe that fate led us here. I met her randomly one
Maddox does look like a big ass. He does look like a big ass offensive lineman.
What a twist! If I was actually the side piece, I'm snaking QB1. I'm cucking QB1 this entire time. Hell yes, dude. No, I'm not Aaron's side piece, bro. I'm Sharon's side piece. No, damn it, no.
No, this is more fun.
I ain't gonna say no to Aaron. I I saw that shirtless picture of Aaron on vacation the other day looking like a snack. Abbed up and harried up, a nice tanned up. Okay, look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Jalen Hurts is better than Patrick Mahomes. I am going to tell you, I think it's a little aggressive after how good Hurts played to say that Mahomes is 3 times better. And I would also start here is that even though I had a pretty good read on this game, my bets did all right. With 3-2, very dangerously close to going 5-0 here. But if you
4-1
told me
4-1.
Oh, did you really?
Oh, damn. Yeah,
fuck.
4-1. The only one I didn't hit. The only one I didn't hit was Patrick Mahomes over 19.5 rushing yards. I had the under. Is the only one I didn't hit. I had Kelsey over 79. He had 81. Patrick over 2 touchdown passes. Yes. Jalen under 1.5 passing touchdowns. Yes. Eagles plus 1.5. And the fifth one was Patrick Mahomes under 19.5. So I missed the fifth. So I was 4.
Did he not hit? Wait, he had like 40. He had like 40 something yards rushing though.
He had the under.
I'm saying I had the under.
You had the under. Oh, my bad. Okay, sorry.
But you got real close because if he had taken one more knee, you'd have been real close.
Yeah. Okay. So a good day from the Snaps boys. I need somebody to go over 100 yards. Very close. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares about my missed bets. The point is, if you would have told me before the game that Jalen Hurts was going to complete 71% of his passes for 304 yards, a touchdown, no picks, with additional 15 carries for 70 yards and 3 touchdowns, I would have told you there was no way in hell that Philly would have lost that game. And that would have been before he even got to the Mahomes stat line, which the game Mahomes played is much better than what the stats will reflect. And we can get into that, right? But you're going to tell me Mahomes is going to throw for under 200 and 3 scores? Like, again, I'm telling you 100% Philly wins that game. So it's it really speaks to the adjustments that Andy Reid and the Chiefs made going into that second half as to how they ended up winning this game. And it's kind of emblematic of why they've been so great here, I guess, these last few years, because they played a perfect second half. I mean, Bill Barnwell has a great write-up on ESPN.com about it right now. That was an offense that couldn't really get anything going first half. They had 7 points. They were barely on the field, which huge credit to Nick Sirianni and the Eagles. Great plan to, if you can't stop Mahomes, just don't let him be on the field ever, with Philly winning the time possession by 10 minutes.
Well, and the defensive touchdown didn't help either. The defensive touchdown didn't help. I mean, that's a possession loss in a good way because you get a touchdown out of it, but still your offense is on the sideline for 75% of the first half. They're on the sidelines, just sitting there with his.
Yes, I mean, just from a pure explain the box score standpoint, losing that possession at the time when also the Eagles are putting together these extremely long drives. Yeah, it led to Mahomes just not getting the opportunity to be out there. So it affected his volume numbers, right? But in that second half, the Chiefs come out there and they just can't be stopped, man. 4 drives would have been 4 touchdowns if not for Jerick McKinnon very smartly taking a knee there at the end. Yeah. So, look, Jalen Hurts was awesome. But, yes, this is Pat Mahomes saying, I am the greatest football player on planet Earth. I just got my second Super Bowl along my second NFL MVP, twice as fast as anybody else to do it recently. MVPs going into the Super Bowl were 0 for their last 9, not anymore. Now the whole thing about you can't pay a quarterback X amount of your cap and win the Super Bowl, that's done thanks to Pat Mahomes. Like, he just continues to rewrite everything we know about football.
And I guess we can continue to weave this back into college football. I tweeted this last night because I love Travis Kelce after the game getting on. I don't know if he wasn't directing this at the Kansas City fans. It was more of the media saying that, everyone doubted us before the season. Everyone said that, he didn't say this, but hinted that, once Tyreek moved on and was in Miami, that, hey, this team wasn't going to be good enough to win a Super Bowl. But not to toot our own horns, but if you have an elite quarterback, which Patrick Mahomes, like you alluded to, is the best best quarterback in America, in the world. When you have that piece along with a tight end, you know how much I love tight ends, you're going to find a chance to win championships, which they did this year. So would Tyreek have made them better this year? Maybe, but they illustrated the numbers last night on the game. Like, their numbers this year without Tyreek, which was so surprising because to me, he's one of the best weapons in all of the NFL.
Yeah.
Were actually better this season. And that just shows you the maturity of Patrick Mahomes getting better every single year, understanding how to run this offense, maybe without having to rely on Tyreek to just say, screw it, Tyreek somewhere down there, let me just go launch the ball down the field. Playing within Andy Reid's system has just been awesome to see him do that this year. Juju came on the second half. But yeah, I mean, it's the Travis Kelce show. It's the Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce show. There's not as many superstars as what the Eagles have, but when you have the best quarterback, he's going to find a way to make it happen, even with a bum ankle. So I was super impressed with him in the second half. But to me, I still think that the star of the show last night was Jalen. It was. I mean, the way Jalen played that football game, the way he commanded it, the way he ran, every single one of those damn quarterback sneaks, the way he threw the football with anticipation and touch, was able to layer it over defenders. I mean, that throw to Goddard on the sideline was one of the best throws I've ever seen in my life. I mean, absolutely incredible. Like, I would never have thought Jalen Hurts would be capable of making a throw like that. Like, he was the best player on the field last night. He was the best player. His team just didn't win the football game.
Randall Riley. We got a lot of new names in the chat today, which, by the way, what up? I know Raider guy, Chad Lopez, Duffy Don Quixote, Griffin, Mahomes, Randall Riley. Randall Riley says, LMAO, Jalen is so good. He scored for both teams. Nice fumble. Hurts. Look, again, I mean, nobody is hurting worse than Jalen Hurts today, but at the same time, it's a testament to how incredible he played that the more level-headed amongst – now, there's been a couple people in chat to bring up the fumble, but the more level-headed recognize, okay, the fumble is what it is, but the good that Jalen Hurts had far outweighed the bad. Like, nothing Philly wants to do offensively yesterday works. Like, the whole reason – like, Philly is kind of interesting watching last night. They play with 4 downs in a way that other teams cannot. And so much of that is because of Jalen Hurts and how unstoppable he is in a 4th and short quarterback sneak situation. Like, the ability to convert on 4th down. Well, the 4th and 5 was just awesome. That was just like pure analytics.
QB
like,
draw. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, exactly. Right. So like it opens up portions of like strategy and drive making that is just not available to other teams. Brum, do you have the Jalen Hurts clip from the post game ready to roll? Because look, at the end of this, I think Jalen Hurts does come out a big winner. I think people believe, okay, he is a legitimate great NFL quarterback, and I think that people are very excited to see what he's going to do from here. And I still love Jalen Hurts, unlike Alabama fans. Hold on, Brum. Hold on. Pause it. My bad. Okay, I'm going to call for it in a second because I want to set this.
Classic. I jumped it. That's on me.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
You're like the SUV commercial last night. Just a little premature. What was it?
Oh, which, by the way, we got it. That commercial was like somebody in the writing room had like one kernel of a good joke, and they were like, "What if we took this joke and just beat the fucking shit out of it?"
T-Bob,
T-Bob, for a commercial.
T-Bob,
what? That needs something.
Are you sitting here in front of God and YouTube and talking about other people running dick jokes into the ground?
Yeah. No. Time out. If I'm
of
going
all
to make
people, you should. I would fear you'd appreciate it more than anyone.
Because at least when I'm making uncouth jokes, I like to think they're jokes. They're different joke lines that I'm at least exploring. This was literally the same premature ejaculation joke, just replaced with electrocation or whatever, and it just never ended. It felt like that scene in Sin City with the yellow bastard. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course I've seen Sin City. Yeah, the movie rules.
Yes. When he punches the yellow bastard into a literal pulp and there's nothing left, like that was my brain by the end of that joke. Okay. I can't believe you two would betray me like this and try to say that.
But anyways, we do have the Jalen Hurts clip
of premature electrocation or whatever they were trying to say.
Yeah, I love it.
You probably did like it. You're a dumb meathead, and you're like, "Oh, I get it, dude. It's like you're coming too soon." Anyway,
well, you're not trying.
Anyway, I love Jalen Hurts. And one of the reasons why he's been successful at this point, and that he's going to continue to be successful, is his mentality. Here is Jalen Hurts after what he was just robbed again, just like he was in college, of a chance to go win the game, the biggest game he's ever been in for his team. Here's what he had to say.
Man, I think you want to cherish these moments. You want to cherish these moments with the people that you've come so far with, your family, your loved ones, your teammates, your peers, everyone that you do it with and do it for, and I'm so proud of this team. I will say I'm so proud of this team for everything that we've been able to overcome. Obviously, we had a big-time goal in the end that we wanted to accomplish, and we came up short. And I think the beautiful part about it is everyone experiences different pains, everyone experiences different agonies of life, but you decide if you want to learn from it. You decide if you want to use that to be a teachable moment, and I know what I'll do. So.
I mean, damn, dude, taking the biggest, professional setback that you've suffered in your entire life, and basically saying, I'm going to use that as a teachable moment. And like we talked about on AMP, Aaron, I feel you. Like, Jalen Hurts is awesome. He's 24 years old. The Eagles played in the Super Bowl a few years ago. He should get back to this game, but there are no guarantees. Like, you don't know that you ever will. One thing that I do like for him is, again, on the mental side, he seems to have figured out, because this is the type of loss that has the potential to shatter you or break you. I went through it firsthand, losing national championship in college. That's not exactly 1-to-1, but like, that was a game that was so bad that it broke that team. As guys all went their separate way, didn't talk for a decade. It broke that school as like 17 players left the next year. Like, it was crazy. At least, if nothing else, I'm a Philly fan. Knowing I have Jalen Hurts, I believe that I have the leader that will be able to kind of keep this locker room together, keep this franchise moving in the right direction, and get ourselves in the best position to get back there. It's not a guarantee, but a leader like that positions you to at least be in the running each year.
And Aaron muted himself.
Aaron, I think you muted yourself. Start over.
All right, we're back. I think the one thing that should give them confidence too. Sorry, damn lawn people around, so I want to make sure it's not too much buzzing going around.
If there's issue, I'll tell you before you start rogue muting yourself.
Thank you. All right, so I think the one thing that should give Philly fans a lot more confidence because of Jalen is the difference between the AFC and the NFC right now. And Jalen may be the best starting quarterback returning in the NFC next year. I mean, I'm just going through the NFC teams right now. I mean, there's not a lot of great quarterbacks. I mean, we don't know what Aaron Rodgers is going to do there at Green Bay. Is he coming back? Is he not? Is he ever going to come out of his little retreat that he's in right now? But you look at the rest of it, like, who's an elite quarterback in the NFC? Is there one? I mean, Jalen may be, and I think right now, depending on Aaron Rodgers' situation, is the best returning quarterback in the NFC. And if I'm going to go by what I've said earlier about what it takes to win a championship, you need an elite quarterback. That's the case. And you look at the AFC, as we know, the AFC is an absolute grind. Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen,
Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence.
Justin Herbert.
Wait.
I mean, it's
Lamar.
Aaron, you have pointed out something fascinating here. How in the world are the NFC quarterbacks this bad?
They're so bad.
Like, is Kirk Cousins like actually the best NFC quarterback left after Jalen Hurts?
It's Jalen, yeah. It's shit.
I guess there's like,
I mean, just go through it. Like, name one.
Jared Goff was pretty good this year. Yeah. Jared Goff was kind of nice this year, dude.
Atlanta, Carolina, New Orleans. I mean, there isn't. I mean, Stafford, if he's healthy at the Rams, San Francisco doesn't. Seattle doesn't. Arizona. I mean, he hasn't obviously met expectations.
Geno's all right.
Kyler.
Geno's all right, but yeah. I mean, Andy Dalton is the best quarterback in the NFC South, and that is telling you all you need to know.
Yeah. I mean, how polar opposite is the AFC and NFC when it comes to that situation?
Yeah, that's shocking. That is truly. But to your point, that would feel then like, now what's going to happen with Jason Kelce and the Eagles, right? We'll see. But that would feel like Jalen Hurts and them should be pretty well positioned to getting back.
Yeah. No, they should be. And we'll see if there's going to be some offseason moves and quarterbacks will go to different teams. And we'll see if Lamar maybe gets picked up by an NFC team or what happens there. But Aaron Rodgers, all that good stuff. But yeah, like right now, Jalen gives me a lot of confidence. The question what Jalen's going to be going forward, just like the same thing that happened with Cam Newton, can he play the style of football that he plays and stay healthy year in and year out? Like that's the debate, because Cam was so great to start his career off too, And then the way he played just got punished. I think Jalen has progressed faster as a passer than Cam Newton did. I think maybe that will help him long term. But I mean, the hits that he takes in the style of football he plays, and now you add more games and you add postseasons, it's going to be tougher and tougher for him to get through that. So we'll see if he can handle it.
Yeah, I guess that's something it's kind of been the eternal critique with a style like that is exactly that. How sustainable is it? I think Jalen Hurts is as well positioned as anyone ever to be the natural evolution, right? Like Cam took it a step farther, sustaining longer and becoming NFL MVP and going 15-1 and making the Super Bowl. But then when he lost steam, he lost steam quickly, right? And then all of a sudden everybody gets in there and say, well, I told you so. It's blah, blah, blah. So we can't know that long-term with Hurts. I do know I would bet on Jalen Hurts. You're not going to catch me betting against Jalen Hurts. And that's maybe the lamest part about last night is that Jalen Hurts didn't get his chance to write that record. And it's because of a holding call. And let's be painfully clear. The Eagles did not lose the game because of a holding call, okay? As I said, Patrick Mahomes, that offense was deadly effective, efficient, and unstoppable in the second half. The Eagles gave up the longest punt return in Super Bowl history, which is really wild to actually think about, with that 65-yard return. The Eagles didn't get a single sack, which huge credit to a lot of things. Huge credit to the Chiefs' offensive line. Huge credit to Mahomes' ability to avoid sacks when pressured. He does it better than anybody in the entire league. Huge credit to Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy and the game plan, where in that second half they come out running the ball. They ran the ball. If you look at the numbers, they ran the ball 50-50 with throwing the ball. That's how they slowed down that Philly pass rush. So there was so many elements as to why Philly lost the game. The only thing I would say about the penalty, it didn't cost the game, but it did cause a wet fart ending in what was otherwise a spectacular back and forth, exciting Super Bowl set up for a legendary inning. And it's a ticky-tack gray area call that ends up creating that rather just a huge letdown of an end after the excitement of the first 3.5 quarters.
What was, before we get into the piss poor performance of NFL referees or just referees in general this year, what was the sweeter win for Coach Reid? Was it the first Super Bowl? For a guy that's been close, that's been in the game, obviously was there 1 year with Philadelphia, lost that one to the Patriots. Was it finally getting that monkey off his back and winning it, or was it beating his old team that let him go? Do you think is sweeter for him, like a big FU middle finger to the Eagles?
I still think it's that first one, but I do think if you're going for a second one, I don't know that you could have scripted it. You scripted the opponent better for Andy Reid's. Yeah. I still think just getting the one is the ultimate, okay, I can exhale. Because he's been doing this for 24 years, right? He went to 5 NFC champions. He went to the Super Bowl with the Eagles. He never got it. So, to get, like we said, you may never get back there. So to get that close that many times, that first one is probably the big winner, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. I guess this is somewhat like the cherry on top. You got the cake, you're celebrating, you're all
yes.
Fat and happy, enjoying life, and now all of a sudden, boom, your second opportunity, I guess third opportunity to do it. You do it against your former team, and I'm happy for him. I was lucky enough to play for him for a couple of years, and he is such a master of moving parts in different pieces in different ways. And I think that's what's helped me understand football in a whole new way of moving Kelsey around, moving running backs around, moving receivers around. The motions, the shifts. I mean, the touchdown, those 2 touchdowns where they're faking the jet sweep and then boom, all of a sudden the receiver goes the other direction. When I was back in the day when I was there, what we would do is we would run a fake orbit. So the running back receiver would come in motion. He would fake like he's going behind the quarterback, stop, and then turn around and go the other direction. The problem was you were so far away from the line of scrimmage. He caught the ball about 7 yards in the backfield, and it worked once. We scored a touchdown on it my rookie year. But Andy Reid, the way he's evolved and continues to evolve, is the same kind of mindset. But instead of him having to come all the way in the backfield 7 yards, we're just going to keep him at the line of scrimmage, back and forth, boom. We knew it's going to be man-to-man coverage based on film study, and all of a sudden he's wide open in the end zone for a touchdown. I mean, just absolute the best at understanding the defense, understanding their tendencies, and then understanding his personnel and how to move those guys around. based on the shifts and motions. I mean, the Kelsey coming in and getting leverage on the DB for his first touchdown. It's a thing of beauty. I mean, he's just so much fun to watch paired with Patrick Mahomes. But yeah, this was back to the top right. This was just the cherry on top. This was a great second dessert for Andy Reid winning his second Super Bowl, beating his former team.
And we all know Andy Reid loves dessert. Okay, I can say that. I'm a fat guy too. Okay, so I'm allowed to make those kind of jokes.
I used to get donuts for him every Friday. Trust me, my rookie year.
No, I mean,
I was
that's
in charge of donuts.
There's no way. There's no way Andy Reid makes the rookie quarterback be in charge of getting him donuts every Friday.
I had to get it for all the quarterbacks. It wasn't just like came to me and say, "Hey, rookie, go get me a donut." This is the best. So I would have to get donuts for everyone. This was Chase. This was Chase hazing me as a rookie. So I would have to go get donuts before Friday meetings. And then Coach Reid every week would come into the room during our first meeting, would open the box and look at him and think, I'm like think about it. Like he's like pondering, do I really want it? Do I not want it? Like we're all like, Coach Reid, you're gonna get one. Like, let's stop playing the game. Just get a donut and let's be on our way.
No, for your own personal mental health, it's important to play the game, right? It's important to feel like, well, at least I
just grab the damn
At least
donut.
I weighed my options. And what kind of donuts does Andy Reid prefer? What are his favorite donuts?
Oh, I think he would mix it up all the time. Doug Peterson liked the jelly filled. Chase liked the jelly filled because that's when I put the sriracha in his jelly filled the one day.
Wow.
Nagy liked the little glaze. Actually, Nagy liked the little blueberry donut. And I think Coach Reid was always something different every week. He was always willing to try whatever kind of was left. But he always played the game. Like no one else did. Everyone they had their donut order. They went in there, they grabbed it. Coach Reid would just go in there, see what's left. And like I said, play the mental gymnastics. Just grab the damn donut.
No, bro. It's just like faking a jet sweep. It's just like faking a jet sweep, right? He's setting you up. You're consistently running that jet sweep motion every single week, and then one day he just reaches in and grabs it immediately, and you're all taken aback. You don't know how to react. There actually is an awesome write-up again by Bill Barnwell on ESPN where he has links to like replays of plays, and he really goes in depth if you want to check it out about the jet sweep motion, how it was used to great effect, and exactly what Aaron's talking about, the fake jet sweep used as touchdowns. Okay, on the referees again. Didn't cost you the game. Did cost you an exciting ending. And where I am disappointed is I am someone who believes in context and gray area when it comes to judgment calls and things like that, right? This was a classic gray area call where what I mean by that is if it's called, it is a penalty, right? If it's not called, it is not a penalty. Like it is Schrodinger's penalty. It exists in both states at once. And it's not until you actually make a call or don't that you decide what it actually is. Like I would love to create some sort of alternate dimension machine, Aaron, where we go into the dimension where it's not called. And I wonder, like, do they show the replay? Are people in an uproar about it? Is Twitter freaking out about how it should have been a flag? Me personally, I don't think so. Juju Smith-Schuster wasn't even freaking out about how it should have been a flag. He was ready to jog off the field. He thought it was just some classic good hand fighting, and he lost the battle. Okay, let's go kick a field goal and see what happens. Like, so, and people say, well, what do you want him to do? You can't just adjust the calls because it's late in the game. It's a flag. It's a flag. That works in some sort of perfect binary world where like this is red and this is black, but that is not what this is. There is no doubt in my mind that ref should have swallowed his whistle there and that nobody would have cared. You would have had a small amount of fans upset online, but it would not have gotten nearly as much attention today. Nobody be saying it was a missed call. This wouldn't be like the Nola no call. It was really bad for the NFL, quite frankly. I feel like the fact that this has become now such a story.
Yeah, and then the ending that we all wanted was not as exciting as what we could have received. Like, yeah, I agree. Like, if it was egregious and like someone got tackled and he got ripped down and he's trying to, he's running and his arms are in the air because he's getting turned around in one direction. Like, I get that. But in that situation, when it was so ticky-tack, when like there was a small grab, there's a grab on every single play. Offense, defense, O-line, D-line, receivers, DBs, everyone, someone's grabbing someone. Juju, we talked about it in the pre-show. Juju got grabbed going across the middle early in the game that wasn't called, and he was going crazy. He's like, what the hell? How did you not see? It's right in the middle of the field. Like, and once again, he's a guy, every receiver is animated. Like, anytime there's anything that they feel like there should be a flag, they're going apeshit about it. And the fact that, like you alluded to, the fact that he was running off the field kind of was like an indication that he didn't even think it was that bad. So
no.
I think that was a moment there that, yes, as a referee, you look up, you see it's a tie game. You're in the middle of this whole situation. You understand the magnitude of the football game. You understand the excitement of the football game. You understand that Philadelphia may get one more opportunity to tie it because most likely Kansas City is going to get a field goal here. I'm in my back of my mind saying, unless someone gets knocked down, a face mask ripped off, someone gets fucking murdered on the field, I am not throwing a flag. Just don't throw it. And just situational awareness, man, he crapped the bed on that one. It's unfortunate. I would have loved to have seen some Jalen Hurts magic at the end of the game.
Oh, bro, I mean, think about the narratives that would have been floating in the air if Jalen Hurts has gotten the ball back, right? We all know about the championship failure and being subbed out at halftime and everything, right? This is a man who in college, he scores the what should have been the game-winning score, only to watch Trevor Lawrence and Clemson march down on his defense and take a championship away from him. Okay, well, this time he has something to say about it. He's been the MVP of both teams so far tonight. He's put up the best stats of the night, and now he has 75 yards to go write his legend. All of that should have been in play. Instead, we got kneeling the ball into an old school extra point field goal, and Jalen Hurts had to watch for the second time in his career the defense let him down after he did his job at the end of a championship game. That is so I mean, we missed out. Like, we legitimately missed out as fans. Do you think he scores a touchdown? And consumers.
Do you think they score a touchdown and they get a field goal or he throws a pick? Let's rewrite the ending right now for Jalen and the Eagles. I say he drives him down for a field goal. We go to overtime. Yeah, I think they go down the field. I think they get a field goal. They go to overtime. Is the overtime rules different for a Super Bowl? Like, do each team automatically get, or is it the same rules in the sense of, like, if someone scores a touchdown, they win?
No, it's the new playoff rules where both teams get the ball.
Okay.
Even if a touchdown is scored?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, that makes sense. That's how it should be.
I would say at that point, Kansas City still wins the Super Bowl, but at least we get overtime. I think he would have drove him down.
Yeah, I mean, look, again, this is not to take away from anything Kansas City's done, because as I said, you will not find a more perfect second half than what they played running the ball, the efficiency of Patrick Mahomes. So they were, quite literally unstoppable. They didn't get stopped. Like, the only reason they didn't score a touchdown on all four drives is because he took the knee at the one, which super heads-up play as the Eagles were trying to let them score.
It's because he was told probably 20 times in the huddle during the timeout that, like, don't you fucking score.
Yeah, I know. Still, though, dude, it's like I've seen crazier things. I've seen crazy.
I know, but there was 100 times.
You've been trained one way your entire life.
No. In the sideline, in the huddle, the coaching staff says it. Bieniemy's telling him that. Patrick Mahomes in the huddle, he's saying it as soon as he walks in. Do not score a touchdown. He's saying it as soon as after he calls play, do not score a touchdown. When they're getting lined up to go, Blue 80, set hut, he's looking at him saying, don't score a freaking touchdown. Like, he was told at least 20 times not to get in the end zone there. So if he did, there's not many brain cells left.
Yes. I still believe Jarrett McKinnon deserves a little credit for that. I don't care what the situation is, forcing your brain to overcome thousands of hours of, like, basic instinct training, I will still give credit for. Chat is talking about a rumor of Deion Sanders to head coach the Cowboys. I thought Brum had already reached full producing boner earlier when he got to put is Jalen Hurts elite in the chat, but this would be the full realization of what.
If Deion Sanders goes to the Cowboys, we're moving to Dallas.
We're coming to NFL show.
We're all us, ESPN and Fox. We're gonna be neighbors with fucking Skip Bayless, and we're all moving to Dallas.
I want to go to Skip's little weird condo with that awkward back paneling. And he had on the no scene. Okay, yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Let's take a test. Let's go.
Okay, what else did I want to mention from this game? I went to Super Bowl party last night where we played Super Bowl bingo instead of squares, and bingo was super fun, man. It kept everybody much more engaged on a play-to-play basis, right? So one square was like slow motion replay of Patrick Mahomes throwing from an odd art angle, right? There was like celebrity sightings as if they had to be at the game, or just like this celebrity showing up in a commercial. There was Roger Goodell. So it was a whole bunch of stuff, but like what it led to, males, females, whatever, everybody had a great time playing Super Bowl bingo. So I would say, like, everybody plays squares and they're all well and good, but it's very passive. It's a bit more active when you're all sitting around being like, oh, I got this. Oh, Doritos. Like, it led to a sentence where a guy was like, oh my God, Jack Harlow and Doritos in the same commercial. Oh, what an incredible commercial, which I don't think I ever would have heard somebody utter otherwise. What did you do for the Super Bowl?
Was premature ejaculation at all one of the squares for
no, there was no premature electrocution on there. Unfortunately.
There, yeah, that's the word. Dude, nothing. I was supposed to go to a party, but we had a charity event Saturday night that we took Maddox to, which was a big mistake. Gala. He looked great in his little tuxedo.
Who could have seen that coming?
Yeah, I know. So like there was 3 segments of the gala. There was the happy hour red carpet part, which was about 2 hours. There was the actual banquet portion of it, and then there was the dancing afterwards. So he was going to get a babysitter for the banquet portion of it. We just wanted to get him in a tuxedo pictures at first, and he came down there. There's 1,400 people. He's running around, touching icicle things and popping balloons. I'm like, oh my God. So luckily the babysitters then took him and watched, pizza and movies in the hotel room. And then he came back for the dancing portion, but we were so exhausted last night. I was like, I'm just going to sit my butt on this couch by myself and watch the Super Bowl in peace, which was absolutely amazing. So
you do hit on something, which is, as an adult, the best part about charity and charitable functions is it's just an excuse to get so drunk, like to get college drunk, to get old school effed up, right? It's like my favorite thing every year is this thing's called Hogs for the Cause, and it's an incredible cause, right? You raise money for families that are dealing with childhood like cancer and treatments where they got to come stay in a city for a while. You put them up in housing, like really, really great cause, right? But what it turns into is just a music festival with free flowing booze, drugs, and barbecue. Because it's hogs, it's all pigs. Like, and it's awesome, and it's for a great cause. So as you get to be an adult, you appreciate that the real beauty of charity is an excuse to party with all your friends while feeling good about yourself, right? You don't have the anxiety of I'm wasting this time because I'm doing something positive for society.
Especially when it's in Athens and we got a hotel room too. So it's like we're mommy and daddy turn up tonight.
Yes, dude. Hey, what'd you think about Riri at the halftime show?
I thought Riri was 8.5 out of 10. I thought she was phenomenal. Yep. I thought she killed it. Great music. The Marshmallow Men and Women were a little bit weird at times, but then you find out that she was preggo. You're like, okay, that ups the ante, because she was, like you alluded to in our AMP show, she was 200 feet in the air, pregnant, kicking some butt. Which was, I mean, really think about it. She has so many good hits too, which was really good. I thought everyone could enjoy last night. Like, if you didn't like all the dancing, I get it, but if you would have just like closed your eyes and listened to the performance, the music, I thought she sounded great. I thought she sounded really, really good, honestly, and I thought the music was phenomenal.
Yeah, I think that and you could tell that she was kind of dancing in a phone booth, which led to a lot of the pregnancy talk, because obviously some doctor had told her you got to keep it kind of chill. But really think about it. Think about being 5 months pregnant on that weird, crazy stage, floating 200 feet in the air. You got 100,000 watching live. You got hundreds of millions watching home. Everything is on you. The anxiety, your heart would be pounding out of your chest. And she absolutely nailed it. And I'm with you. My main takeaway was that her music is kind of sneakily has been the bar music of my entire adult life. Like, I feel like from the time I graduated college and or the end of college until I kind of stopped going out a couple of years ago, last night made me realize that all I was listening to was Rihanna the entire time. And I'm not even mad at it. It was I thought it was great. Big Lucci says lip sync. Yes, look, the actual performance is lip sync, but it was obvious that the track she was using, she had sung live while performing, right? Like, you're not going to set up the audio at halftime for the Super Bowl to have live audio. At least I don't think they do that the majority of the time. But she sang them live, I believe, at least for that track. It didn't sound like too overproduced to me. I thought she did. I thought she did really well. So I was kind of at a 7.5. And then I like a Rotten Tomatoes. I give it a thumbs up, certainly, but I could get up to 8.5 given the context of being pregnant and everything else and how she owned that stage. Lonnie Clark saying I wouldn't pay for that performance. Okay, Lonnie. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know that. I'm gonna be nice. It's all good. Anything else stand out? None of the commercials really. I don't know. I don't think anything really landed too home. Maybe then again, I was at a party, so there was a lot of like talking going on and
really watching it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Final thing for
which is better ending.
It was a really good Super Bowl. Outside the end, I will agree with that. Brum, can you give me this video of Eagles fans?
I can't. I couldn't download it. Very annoyingly.
Oh no! Dude.
I know. The worst.
Damn. It's just a great video where it's a bunch of Eagles fans before the Super Bowl. There's hundreds of people in the streets. And they flip over a car and everybody starts going crazy. They're so excited. And I couldn't help but think like, man, this really is like human beings being reduced down to their most base mammalian form, right? Where like they don't know why flipping over this car is going to be so awesome, but every single person in that crowd knows the second that car flips over, it's time to fucking cheer. And it is really fantastic.
I did put it in the chat if people want to pull it up on themselves because it is incredible.
All right, y'all. Well, this is a very NFL themed episode of Snaps today. We will get back to our regular programming tomorrow, a little college football. I did stumble across a picture of Brent Venables and Steve Sarkisian today, which cracked me up. So much fraud in one picture. We can break it down on tomorrow's Snaps. Aaron, what's up, man? Anything on the way out here?
No, great show. Now it's onto the USFL and XFL. Can't get enough football all year long, baby. Might have to warm the old arm up and see if we go out there and play again.
Do we agree with this? Thomas Dare in the chat says Rihanna over Beyonce. I don't think I can get there yet.
I'm there, firmly there, but we can't do this. I'm firmly there.
No, boys, I'm not gonna lie right now. You know, T Swift's new album really has me in my feelings at the moment. So
yeah, you keep saying that.
It's been good.
That's apples and bowling balls, though. Like it's not a 1-to-1 comp like Rihanna and Beyonce. But we could do that as a whole show. But I'm there.
Wait, okay, last thing. Aaron, have you played Hogwarts Legacy yet?
No, I haven't had time. I'm a father of two infants. It is very tough. But one day soon.
Bro, I get it. You just got to cut out sleep, okay? That's what I've been doing. Sacrificing sleep to get in little sessions here and there. It's so cool, dude. It's so good. I know. Again, I don't care about the characters much, but if you love Hogwarts in that setting, damn. I'm so excited. I love going to all the classes. I got a broom, bro. I'm flying all over now. It's awesome. I don't believe you in the chat, MyWay23. So we're going to go. All right. Look, huge thank you to everybody hanging out with us in the youtube.com/thevolume chat. You want to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. That is great. Brum, is that true? Somebody, okay, I'll just say it for people listening. Somebody say it.
No, I muted it. We're not repeating this. No.
Okay. Do you want to say?
Oh my God. No.
Here, huge thank you to FanDuel promo code SNAPS. FanDuel Sportsbook app. Download it, use the promo code SNAPS, all kind of great deals. And huge thanks to Team Snaps. I got Paulie Walnuts, it's Paul Farrington, Pat Gunner, Ryan Brumley, Danny Cardenas, and Adam Gracia. Gracias, Adam Gracia, being added to the list. I feel bad that I left you out this long. All right. Y'all have a great day. We love you, and we'll see you tomorrow for some more Snaps.